Well, it's January 15th, 2013, and I'm supposed to be moving later today. But I decided to stop after I heard this news report about the 19 different so-called quote-unquote new gun laws or provisions that, of course, they're putting Joe Biden's name in. You're hearing more of him. Notice you didn't hear about him at all during Obama's first administration, but now the news media is concentrating on Joe Biden because they're giving him the push to run in 2016. Yeah, right. So, I can't, like I said, check all my other videos. I checked my video manager today, and there have only been 4 views each on my 2 videos from yesterday. And you people are missing a lot, and it's because YouTube scatters all the YouTubes, and of course I have a long name like Reality Supreme Being. My other name is HRM Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte, and I was a presidential candidate. Been one on and off since 1996, and in 2000 I came up with a plan to a special invention that would pretty much nip in the bud any shootings from happening or stop at least 99.9% of them, especially the kind that you've seen lately in the news over the last few years, whether it's a workplace shooting, church shooting, that's already happened, a theater shooting, a school shooting. Of course, school shootings have happened before, Columbine and all the other stuff. I'm surprised that even after Columbine, and that nut and idiot who I asked for help, Moore, whatever his name is, Bowling for Columbine, he never answered me. He helps other people, but he doesn't help people like me. See, he's part of the conspiracy. Even though he talks against the government, he's part of the conspiracy. That's why he's allowed to do those movies. I noticed that when presidents and vice presidents and leaders go visit like disabled hospitals where they talk to disabled men, women, and children, they get press. But if you have somebody like me who people say, oh, I'm nutty and I rant and rave and I ramble on and I change subjects and I must be bipolar, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm multitasking. You people can't ever step into my shoes because your brains would blow up from being able to keep up with me. You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to hold on to the information. Because every time I change a subject, you have to connect another dot to whatever your past personal experience were. And if you haven't had that certain experience, then you can't connect the dot because you don't have any influence or experience with it. With whatever it is, whatever subject matter it is. So, YouTube doesn't work since the city was behind the city of Los Angeles, the mayor's office, the city council was behind the burning of my house, either through direct interference or through neglect, one or the other or both. And like I said, these people who are in the media all the time, they're shown on TV what a big heart they have when they go visit disabled people. But I said once in one of my videos, somebody said, made some funny comment and said that they were not qualified, they're not doctors obviously, but they said, you need meds. And I go, no, I don't need meds, you need meds. Whoever makes that statement to me, the person that says a decision like that, makes a snap judgment like that, they're the ones that need meds. And I'll tell you why. Meds are for people who are disabled. They need their brain chemistry to be slowed down because most other people can't communicate with them. They need to be in a room with other people who can communicate just as fast. It's like trying to mate an 8088 computer with this particular computer version that I have now. It wouldn't be possible. There would be tons of things that would not work. The ASCII character language just wouldn't match. So these people paint themselves as angels, and they bask in the media limelight, but people like me who challenged the president and Romney for 16 debates, 16 challenges that went unanswered, and I gave them deadlines, and the deadlines were totally ignored and unanswered, not because they didn't know about me. Trust me, you don't go on the news after the ambassador was killed those two tapes, which now I added the Sandyhook title to so that I could gain more attention and connect these quantum events together. And that's why I'm doing that. I'm not trying to fool you into thinking that I made a prediction ahead of time. I added that. I had 3,000-4,000 views within the first week of that ambassador dying, and I know that there's a handful of people in each of those 1,000 people, more views than any other videos over the last 3 years since the city burnt my house indirectly. And those views, I know, were watched by White House officials and maybe other people. And you know, they're all under somebody's thumb. There are things they can't say. There are things they can't talk about. They can't talk about somebody who hasn't gained the approval of the media. I'll never gain the approval of the media. Why? Because I put them down, because I call them jackasses, because they're jerks, they're morons. Not only that, but the media is responsible for a lot of the violence that takes place in this country by glorifying it in the headlines. It's just common sense. Of course there are going to be copycat people doing it. So that doesn't require a crystal ball to make a prediction. When a murder takes place, a horrendous murder takes place, and a copycat murder begins, that's why they have CSI investigations, to separate the copycats from the real murderer. Those are things that I have said to connect the dots. This goes above the level of CSI, above the level of the White House, above the level of normal political thinking, and even what you call think tank thinking. I'm above all that, and the government is scared crapless of me. I know that they have officials that have seen every one of my videos, and they've taken special notes to try to decipher a prediction of their own, stealing from me the predictions of connecting the dots over the last 3 years. They do this, and even if the media will never question them on it. You know why? Because the media is part of that conspiracy. So this isn't just a joke anymore. This is about the wrong people in power controlling your life. I mean, you're slaves to the banks. I've told you people, the way to revolt against this government is everybody that is on the internet in the United States email each other and say, you promise each other you are all going to take your money out of the banks if you have any money on a certain day, and you do it. The government will start shutting down the computers. They'll start creating power blackouts or brownouts. They'll make up anything they can to stay in control of all of you. Try it. Try it. If you don't believe me, start to try to build that coalition. I guarantee you they'll put wheels into motion that will try to interfere with you. You know, if I interfere in a government program, I physically interfere in a government program or a government operation, I can get arrested on a felony level. But if they interfere in our lives secretly, we can't arrest them. We cannot go to the White House and arrest Obama or arrest George Bush for all the war crimes he committed. We can't arrest Cheney for the war crimes he's committed. We can arrest every American citizen for paying taxes and supporting that war, because all of you are war criminals as well. So if there is a God, I don't think prayer is going to help you, because I'm here to tell you that there is no proof there is or isn't a God. It's all based on faith, those that want to believe. Those that don't are just simply atheists. But I guarantee you, no matter whether you believe or not, you're gambling with the unknown, because neither of us know whether there is or there isn't. If there is, then you're going to have a lot to answer to, especially the supporting the military and paying 75% of your taxes to go in men, women, and children in other countries. The media is suppressing a lot of the stories, the majority, 99% of the stories, but yet glorifying the Sandyhook shooting, and then glorifying the Aurora shooting, and then glorifying the Columbine shooting, even in a movie with Michael Moore, oh my God, glorifying the Sicko movie, where we should have socialized medicine instead of this crap feeding the trillion-dollar insurance industry. This is a total farce. And instead of people flocking to my YouTubes, they have YouTube separated. They've shuffled it up. You can't hear about me on the national news media because they are now aware that Caesar is not bipolar. He is not wacko. As a matter of fact, at the highest levels behind secret closed doors, only a handful of people know what I'm about to say. Oh my God, what have we done? We have screwed this guy over, and now that we've screwed him over for years and more than 2 decades, now we're going to pay for it because his intelligence is coming to the surface, or he's revealing his intelligence now for real, and they're crapping in their pants. Well, how do we stay in control of it? Well, don't let anybody else know. Don't let anybody else know. And even if he says it on YouTube, we're going to be able to shuffle all those YouTubes, and not that many people are going to hear about it. Well, then, how do you explain that 4,000 people on one video saw my the ambassador video that I did, that I predicted an ambassador death 4 years before it happened, by talking about my ambassador and the harassment I was going through in the house at DeSoto and Hart in Canoga Park, where they burnt that house. And I made a speech on VoteSmart in 2008 about the harassment and the persecution against me and my ambassador. That was also a prediction about the future ambassador that was going to be murdered in Libya. So Stevens, both videos got 3,400 views, another one 4,400 views. How do you explain that those videos got that many views and all the rest only have 3-digit and 2-digit figure views? 26, 15, 23. The Aurora shooting one got like a 3-digit, like about 800 views, something like that. But it doesn't matter. If I were to put nude women on YouTube here, you'd be flocking millions and millions of views. But what can you do when you become a contact to somebody on YouTube or subscribe to them? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't topple the government, the great powers of the government. The wrong people are in power, don't you understand? And so long as you allow it to continue this, people like me are going to be victimized. In public, in private, I'm going to lose more and more of my possessions because I have no place to go. I had no place to go when they attacked me at DeSoto and Hart. I had no place to go. Well, all I had to place was storages. And storages, you're always in danger of, if you're late a payment, they'll auction your stuff off. The whole thing, the medical industry, the whole government has to be wiped clean from the state, federal, and local level. All these people are nothing but greedy leaders. All they care about is money. They want your money, and they want you to stay a slave paying rent to those lousy landlords that keep recycling and refinancing their loan on the property you're living on, gaining benefits that you will never see because you're just a renter. There should be a program that makes every person, every hard-working person in this country, an owner of a piece of property with a house immediately. I don't care how impossible it sounds. Tell Obama to go stick it up as you-know-what. Tell Biden and George Bush and all the past presidents and all those families that have been in power, tell them to stick it up there you-know-what. Stick it up where the sun don't shine. How long and how many abuses do we have to go through? The children in Sandyhook, the children in Iraq, the children in Afghanistan, the wars that generate nothing but hate and hatred and hatred and hatred. And you wonder why I say hateful things on YouTube? Well, I say it to get a shock effect. What else? Why do you think the people are going on YouTube and saying, last guy, he was quoted as saying, he was visited by the police immediately, some kid said he was going to bomb schools, and another guy who said he was going to attack schools, and another one who said he was going to kill children. This is shock effect. They want attention. But even if they get attention after saying those negative things, the police will come to the door, the media won't be there because the media is controlled. So see, they have us coming and going. They're in control. They got their thumb on everyone. And that's not a free country. That is not the United States of America that the Founding Fathers envisioned, or even before the white man came here. That's not a free country according to the native peoples. who had a confederation of long houses with the prophet Daganawa, who brought together all those tribes, the Seneca, the Mohawk, this Iroquois. They brought all those tribes together to try to bring peace, a confederation of native peoples, before the white man came here. Peace does exist in the human DNA. It's just that there's so much greed in between. I want more. I want more. You ever watch? You don't believe me? Look at the movie, the dinosaur movie called Ice Age. Not Ice Age. Oh, darn, I can't remember the name of the movie. Anyway, it's a kid's movie. And in the movie, the dinosaurs are looking for water. And the big dinosaur, who's the lead dinosaur, as soon as the little dinosaur finds water, and he yells to everyone, "Hey, look, I found water, I found water." The big dinosaur rushes there, and he goes, "Roar, get away from the thing, I drink first." That's a symbolic gesture of what Obama, Biden, Bush, Gore, all these people that are leaders, mayors, governors, that's symbolic of what it's really all about. I'm the leader. I get to drink first. It's even shown in a kid's movie, a cartoon movie. Can you believe that? So how can anyone stomach seeing all the pictures of those children from Sandyhook, not with tears not coming to their eyes? How come the same tears don't come to your eyes when you see those children in Iraq and Afghanistan who've been mistreated, blown up, crippled for life, or the children in Vietnam that were maimed and burned with napalm, or the innocent people killed in Panama when they went after Noriega? You people need to get your priorities in order. And this election that you had, the inauguration, if I were you, I wouldn't, if I were really truly representative of kind, peaceful, Gandhi-like image of what you like to cast yourselves in, then I would not go to that inauguration. I would not stomach being near those people, because those people are contaminated beyond understanding, beyond anything that excuse that you can make. It is beyond. And you people need to get a reality check. And that's why I call myself Reality's Supreme Being. I ran for president. The media ignored me in 2000, 2004, 2008. The only thing I got was a couple of magazine articles and maybe some newspaper clippings just mentioning my name, typing my name. That's not equal press. You talk about treated unfairly and then persecuted the way I've been persecuted. The worst is the last 3 years, with me losing everything of value I've ever worked for the last 30 years. No. The sick people here are the people in power, the people that control YouTube, the people that control all of this money. You people need to get a reality check. You really do. Because it's going to come back and bite you again and again, with more mental cases coming out of the woodwork. Not just shooting people, but making bombs. They're going to, maybe even poisons, gas poisons. You're going to, water heaters blowing up in houses. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable things are going to start happening if you don't get rid of these people overnight, right away. I already warned the government. If you ignore me, and that was 2 days ago, worse things are going to come. And they're ignoring me. So you people think about that, all right? Bye. I got to move stuff and kill myself with moving more stuff again.